I have been filming. I know it's been a minute. Anytime that I film a TBR video, something goes wrong and I end up having to scrap it, and then it just becomes irrelevant. That's why it's been a minute. But hopefully things go right this time and I can actually get this out. But yeah, we're just gonna go over what I've read in July and my August TBR. I finished 7 books so far. This is currently the 28th, so I still got 2 more days this month. I'm about halfway through Voice of the Sea. I should be done with that before the end of the month, so it'd be about 8 books I've read this month. We should start at the beginning of the month. Okay, so I started with 6 Scorched Roses. Was it June? I started the Serpents and the Wings of Night series, and I absolutely loved it. And I decided to go the next book, which was 6 Scorched Roses, which is like it was really short. It was like the, I guess, little novella between the first book and the second book. So, I think this was about, like, from what I remember, I believe it's about, like, the FMC's mom and her dad. I rated it at 3.5 stars. I said I had a good time. Basically, this girl is trying to save her village, save her sister, and she wants to use the MMC's blood to try to find a cure for their illness / curse. She gives him like these special roses as payment. And then after that, I read Wretched from the Never After series. This is book 3, and I did not have a good time. I rated it a 2 star. It was like one of those like one night stands. That's how the book starts off. It starts off with a one night stand, and I don't know if I really care for books like that, because it's after that it's just very lusty, and I couldn't connect with the characters hardly at all, and I kind of just skipped over the spicy scenes because I didn't want to hear it. And after that one, I immediately went into Twisted, hoping that the Never After series would redeem itself a little bit, at least, because everyone, as far as I hear, everyone loves this series, and I loved Hooked. Scarred was okay, it was pretty good, and then Wretched, I could not. I read Twisted right after it, and this one is like the Aladdin retelling. I rated it a 3 star. I just kind of, it was fine. It was fine. It was better than Wretched. It lost me in the end, and it kind of made me mad, kind of like Scarred. I mean, I liked it more than Wretched, so I rated it a 3 star, but I don't know. I'm just starting to think maybe dark romance isn't my thing. I was kind of having beginning part of the month. I decided to start the book in the book club that I'm in, and we read Shields of Sparrows. And this book is my first 5 stars. But I loved the book so much. The main female character is very, like, she wasn't born or bred to fight. She's like kind of just there. And honestly, I felt like I could connect with her on a certain level. I love the banter between the FMC and the MMC. The pace for the slow burn was absolutely perfect. And honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that, like, I'm a mom and I, got responsibilities, I would have probably finished this book in one setting. I would have finished the entire book. It was so good. It's been out for a few months, but if you have not read it, I definitely think that you should put this at the forefront of your TBR. Alright, and then after that, I decided to read Quicksilver. And I don't know if it's because I had just read Shields of Sparrows and that was a 5-star for me or what, but I rated it a 2.5 star. I don't know what happened. It's a lot of people like this book. I could not care for it, honestly, at all. It was okay. Okay, it was okay. I just found the FMC so childish and annoying, and it irritated me a lot, and I'm like waiting for her to, you know, like for some more character development, and just for their banter just sounded like two children arguing. It just, I didn't care for it, to be completely honest. I was more interested in the side character's romance than the main character's romance. If you can hear banging, it's my child refusing to go to bed. So mind your business. Oh yeah, and then like the super like big twist at the end, I kind of seen it coming from like halfway through the book, and it was just, I don't know if I just hyped it up in my head because everyone on like Book Talk and BookTube were hyping it up so much, or I don't know what happened there with me and Quicksilver, but I will be reading the next book when it comes out. I didn't absolutely hate it. It's just I didn't live up to my expectations. And that's why I normally go into books blindly. The last book I finished was Wings of Starlight. Absolutely loved the Tinkerbell movies when I was younger, and the fact that it's about Queen Clarion and her love interest, I was so excited about, and I'm so happy that I read this book. I gave it a 4.75 stars. I'm only going to say I gave it a 0.25 deduction from a 5-star is because it was written in third person. And there's nothing wrong with third person, it's not my favorite. It honestly, it exceeded my expectations. It fed my inner child. And honestly, if it was written in a different way, I would have rated this 5 stars, hands down. There's another book that I did read. I read Potty Training in 3 days because I'm trying to teach my firstborn how to potty train, or how to use the potty. So, but that's neither here or there. I did not write a review for that book. The book that I'm currently reading now is Voice of the Ocean. I'm about halfway through. If I finish it before I edit this video, I'll probably put my rating in here, but it's probably going to be like a 4, maybe a 4.5. I don't think it's going to be quite a 5-star. I am enjoying it very, very much. So it's about like a siren becomes a traitor to her underwater kingdom for saving this man that they tried to kill, and I guess her only way to make her wrongs right is to kill said man. And she has to, like, it's kind of giving me like Ariel vibes, where she like has to make a deal with the sea witch and grow legs, and then she has to like murder this man. What the fuck? But that's pretty much all I gotten so far. That is everything in July. Now let's talk about my August TBR. After making a few of these, all of them you have not seen because I'll scrap them. But I suck at sticking to my TBR. I am very much a mood reader. Nevertheless, I love making these videos when I can get them out. We're gonna try again. This is my August TBR that I have so far. Go through my physical books, and then I'll talk about some of the audiobooks that I have saved on my Libby account. The first part I'm gonna talk about is more of my contemporary romance TBR that I would love to get into, especially since it's summer, and I just feel like summer is the best time for contemporary romance. So the first one I have, and I started it a little bit, I think I only got like a few chapters into it. I got to chapter 3 and then I stopped. But I'm gonna probably start it back up again. But that is It Happened One Summer. I'm really excited to get back into this world. I barely scratched the surface of it. And that's pretty much all I know about. She's an influencer. He's just some fisherman. And I'm excited to get into this book and see how this one is. After that, I would love to get into the second book, Hooked, Line, and Sinker. I think from what I hear, she's her sister. She's this girl's sister. I don't know who he is. I'm assuming he knows this dude. That's probably what's happening. This dude knows this dude, and these two are sisters. So, I want to do a reread of Dungeons and Drama. I love this book. The first time I read it last summer, and it was super cute. It's a YA. He works in a game store. She's a theater nerd. And it's like one of the fake dating tropes. It's just a really, really cute book. And mostly the reason why I want to reread this book is because earlier, like back in the spring, Danes and Dragons came out. And I really, really want to read this book. I don't know if it's like connected in some way. I hope it does. It's like, you know, don't know who she is, unless she was like a little side character in this book. But yeah, I would love to read these two books, reread this book, read this book. For the last bit of the contemporary romance is The Summer of Broken Rules. I got the collector's edition, and it's so pretty. I mean, like, look on the inside. Look at them. They're so cute. That's all my contemporaries. So the next thing I have is Under the Oak Tree. I have no idea what this is about. I could read the back and probably find out, but I'm not going to. I mean, just like look at this beautiful, beautiful cover. I'm so excited to read this. My guess is it's probably like fantasy. If I had to take a like stab at it, I think this is about like some sort of fantasy. Really excited about this one. I think this was originally written in like a different language, and then it was like translated into English. It's one of my favorites. I have it standing on top, normally in right there, just because of how beautiful the book is. It just, looking at it brings me so much joy. Other book I would love to get to is A Study in Drowning. I'm pretty sure this is also fantasy, because I just glanced at the back and it says, but if fairies and monsters were real, so were the women who defeated them. So if fairies and monsters are real, I'm assuming that's some sort of fantasy. It's like, look at the sprayed edges. It's so pretty. It's just such a pretty book. Like, look at that. About to take the dust jacket off. I think the second book's already out, so I need to read this so I can get the second book. And then I got a thriller. It's The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. A lot of people say they really like this book, and I'm excited. I read one other book from him. I can't remember what book it was. Riley Sager, where are you? Oh, I read The Middle of the Night. Yeah, that was a really good read. I rated it 4.5 stars. So I'm excited to read this book. And my last book, physical book that I have on my TBR, and we'll see if we get to this, but I'm so ready for fall. I'm a fall girly. I don't like summer. It's too hot here, even though I'm in a hoodie. But that is A Dowry of Blood. I think it's about one of Dracula's wives. We'll see if I get to this one. If not, I'll probably just push it back till fall. Oh, okay. So let's see. I would like to read The Ashes of the Star-Cursed King. That's the second book in, what's that series called? I don't actually know what that series is called. Crowns of Nyaxia. Okay, that's the series. So that's the second book in the Crowns of Nyaxia series. It I would love to get to that book, and then if I'm in a thriller mood, maybe I'll read The Boyfriend from Frida McFadden. I heard a lot of good things about that book. Oh, and then definitely probably is going to be my next reads is The Perfect Marriage and The Perfect Divorce. I have both of those on Libby, so I'm going to try to get through those because I hear good things from those books. And I also have another book by Riley Sager on here. It's called The Only One Left. I hear really good things about this book as well. And then The House of Roots and Ruin. I read the first book late June, I think. I read the first book and I liked it. It wasn't what I expected, so I gave it kind of a lower rating, but I did enjoy it. I did really enjoy it, so I'm gonna read the next book, and then we'll see if I get to the rest of the Never After series. Honestly, I don't know. A lot of people's favorites is Crossed, and I think that's about Esmeralda and Hunchback of Notre Dame, and that was one of my favorites. I loved Esmeralda. I'm gonna at least give that one a shot. And then Hexed, a lot of people said they loved Hexed. See if I get to that this month, but those are kind of on the back burner right now. Alright, so that's everything. Hopefully I can get this video out. Nothing goes wrong with it during editing. Comment hi. Tell me if you've read any of the books that I read this past month, or if you've read any of the books that I plan on reading this month. If you liked it, disliked them. Should be coming out with a book tour, like a library tour. I know it's small, but it's a lot bigger from where I was. Before I used to have like all my books fit in my nightstand. So I figured I'd give you guys a little bit of an update of that. Well, this is already a long filmed video. See how short I can condense it. Guess I'll see you next time. Hopefully it'll be next Wednesday. If I don't, I apologize, and I guess I'll just see you when I see you. Bye!